Welcome to StreamLine Marketing Pro. This is Jenny Carlson, co-founder and 20-year real estate industry professional. Join me as I share one of the many features of the StreamLine Marketing Pro system.
We're going to talk about the ability to text within the StreamLine Marketing Pro system and how that works. There's multiple ways to do it. You can text to an individual client, you can text to a group, and we're going to start with how do you text to a group within your contacts, your database. So it can be as simple as, hey, you want to send to everybody on your list. So it's really simple to choose everybody on your list. You literally click this little top button next to name. It's going to pull everybody from the first page of your contacts and says here you've selected 20 records. And I'm going to say select all 58 records. So if you have 300 people in your database, it's going to say select all 300. I have clients that have over 10,000. So if that's the case, then so be it. Please note that StreamLine Marketing Pro does have a policy of no spamming. These cannot be cold leads that you are texting to. They have to be clients, or they have to be people that have specifically reached out to you asking for contact. We do not do any cold texting or anything that could even be close to considered to be spamming. Also, please note that some states may have this. Texas just passed a law as well about this, and there are some serious rules behind that and requirements for getting a bond and getting registered with the state if you're choosing to send to contacts who are not clients or people who have specifically asked you for contacts. So please be aware of those rules. That said, we've gone ahead and we've selected all 58. Now, if we'll notice here at the top, you've got some icons, and you might wonder because obviously they don't have a name within the icon, but if you hover over them, it's going to pull up a little label that's going to tell you what they are. So this is the SMS or texting label. And if I want to text out, I'm just going to click on that. And then what it does is it pulls up the first box that tells me, oh, here's kind of a preview of who you're sending to and 10 more contacts. And then I'm going to click OK and proceed. Now, what it does is it kind of opens up the texting wizard, as I call it, and it's going to ask from phone number. Now, this system is designed so that some people who may have more than one number could choose which of those numbers they're sending from. Even if you only have one number, it's always going to ask you this question. So please note that I personally do not have a number to this kind of fake account that I have here that we're using. So it's not going to pull anything up. Of course, it's trying to pull up my cell as a preset, but we do not have a phone number for this account. But if you did, it would pull up here and allow you to choose it. Okay. So don't worry that you see that being blank right there in your account. This little down arrow, it's going to pull your number so you can choose that number. Then you have the option to go ahead and type your own custom message if you wish, or we do have templates already in the system for the holidays. Okay. And so you could choose Christmas or Happy Labor Day. And you'll notice that when I click on that, it actually pulls in a image that I've included in that template already. And so you can change this message if you don't like the message we have. Note here that it does say location name. And remember, these are custom values and you can change them. You don't have to use them. But the way we set up your account in StreamLine Marketing Pro is your account name is your name. So when it says location name, that's what they're going to see, right? They're going to see your name because that's how we set up your account. And you can always change that, delete that, handwrite it, whatever you want to do with that. You can also, if you wanted to address them at the beginning of the text, their names, you could go over here to the right hand side and see, it's very hard to see, but you can see this is a little tag, and this is custom values, and this is where you go contact and you go over here and you go first name. And so if you wanted to put it in the wrong spot, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to move it to the beginning. I had my cursor in the wrong spot. I just cut and pasted it right where it needed to go. Okay. So you can use any of those custom values. So anything, whether it's first name, last name, phone, if you were filling in something, an appointment, Any of these are custom values that you can potentially use within a text. Now, I just recommend that it really doesn't make sense to use their first name within a text because then that would actually create the implication that you didn't personally send it. And I feel like when you send it this way, they feel like you sent that to them directly. You also have the ability to add attachments. So just like you see a photo here, if I wanted to add another one or a different one, I could go here, search on my computer, find an image, and go ahead and attach it. We also have the emojis here as well, so you don't get to miss out on the fun. If you have a fun client you're sending to, I always like the ones with the cowboy hats, so I'm going to go ahead and add that on here, and you can go ahead and send it. Now you can send it all at once, you can send it at a scheduled time, or you can send it in a drip mode. You also do have to put in the action. And so just for tracking, I might say if I'm sending out Christmas text, I might say Christmas greeting. And I might even put the year so that it's just part of the reporting and tracking. It can be very simple. It's not a big deal. You're just wanting to name it something so you know later what it was that you sent, right? So now that said, you can use these templates again, or you can just custom write something. And maybe we don't like this, so we're just going to say Merry Christmas, and we've changed it completely, but we kept the image, right? So it's completely up to you. You've got a lot of versatility with this system. And if you choose to schedule, send at a scheduled time, you'll notice that when I click on that, it automatically pulls up the option here, start on, and it will give you the option of when to start and when to send, both time and date. So you do have that option there if you want it. And once you've done that, you're happy with what you're sending, you'll scroll down here and you'll see it says send SMS. Now if you've set it to go at a scheduled time, that will happen as you've scheduled it, and hitting the send SMS will just basically set it up to go, and it'll acknowledge that it's received those instructions. Okay, so this is how you would send an SMS to a group. And we're going to go ahead and cancel out because obviously we don't want to do that. And I'm going to go ahead and go in here. And now this would be in the middle of your screen. You're going to see this is your communication. Your communication center for each contact is in the middle of the contact record right here. And you'll notice that the SMS is blue. And what that means is that, I could click it over here to WhatsApp or email, right? We could change that and you'll notice my e-signature pops in there. But I'm going to go back to SMS, and then the same capabilities that you had before, you have now. You can type the message, you can add an emoji, you can add an attachment, or when it says insert snippet, a snippet is the templates that you were looking at before, the SMS templates for Christmas, right? So we could just, or whatever holiday. So we do have a whole set of holiday ones in there for you already. And of course, you can edit those or do whatever you would like with those. And so I'm just going to insert that there. And then when I'm ready, if I had a number, of course, you'll see right here, no number available because we haven't assigned one to this account. But if you had a number, yours would show there, and you would be able to hit send here. And again, this little kind of circular arrow looking like a clock, you could schedule it as well. So you still have the same capabilities, even if you're sending just to one individual. And so this would be how you would send to one individual. The other option, like I said, is do it to whoever you want. You can also filter it. So if you were just wanting to choose a certain category of client, maybe you want to do a buyer ready group, right? And you click apply. And so it looks like I have one person in there as that way, right? When I did it, we don't need to save it as a smart list. You can just X out and it'll keep the filter, and I can go ahead and choose that whoever pulled up, or I can choose the whole list, right? And then I can go up here to SMS text and then go through that process that we just talked about. So you do have the option to filter so that you're choosing specific contacts to send out to based upon their category within the system. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to reach out to us anytime. We're always here to help you, and we're always here to help you elevate your business and make it easier, and to make sure that you're keeping in touch with your database for referral and repeat business. Thanks so much for joining, and we look forward to continuing to help you as you go forward. Have a great day.